Well, hello. Welcome back to our Dante read through. We are covering Cantos 5 through 10 this week. I hope you're having a good experience of reading Dante's Inferno. I hope your Lent is shaping out to be a fruitful one. We are in the Northeast recovering from a big blizzard that blew through here, so we're playing a bit of catch up. But I hope all is well with you wherever you are and that you are weathering the last few weeks of winter and preparing for spring as Lent continues to advance. So I commend to you the video that follows, Cantos 5 through 10. And of course, if you have any thoughts, ruminations, or reflections on your current reading of the cantos of Dante's Inferno, don't be afraid to share those with us. And please do like and give us a positive thumbs up, as well as, of course, an opportunity to follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to offer formation tools for you and your walk in faith. St. Peter's is happy to welcome you home, and please enjoy this next video with Cantos 5 through 10 of Dante's Inferno. During Lent, the Church invites us to slow down, to look honestly at our lives, and to return our hearts to God. Reading Dante's Inferno during Lent may seem like an unusual Lenten companion, but Dante's purpose is deeply spiritual. His journey through hell is not just about condemning others for their crimes against heaven and God. It is also about recognizing how the soul can gradually drift away from God through everyday choices. In Cantos 5 through 10, Dante shows us sins that often feel familiar to us: desire, excess, attachment, anger, pride, resistance to truth. These are not dramatic crimes, but patterned behaviors and choices that serve to alienate us from God. Lent gives us the grace to notice them and choose a different direction while we still can. In Canto 5, Dante enters the circle of the lustful. The souls here are swept endlessly in a violent storm. The storm is deeply symbolic of their own alienation from God. In life, these souls allowed their passions to rule their choices. In death, they are buffeted along and carried by forces they can no longer control. We meet Francesca and Paolo, romantic lovers whose story sounds wonderful and tender. Dante himself is overcome with pity for them and he faints. But this moment matters because it shows us that sin often does not appear as ugly or repellent. It can sometimes appear sympathetic, understandable, even beautiful. But Dante reminds us that love itself is not the problem. God is love. The danger is disordered or distorted love, desire that no longer listens to or reasons with truth. Lent invites us to ask gently, are my loves leading me closer to God or quietly pulling me away? In Canto 6, the gluttonous lie in cold, filthy rain, tormented by Cerberus. The rain never refreshes, it only weighs them down. This punishment reflects lives centered on consumption, devoid of gratitude. Here, gluttony is not just about food. It is about overindulgence in comfort, entertainment, distraction. It's about always wanting more, yet never being satisfied. Dante shows us how excess dulls the soul instead of filling it. This is why fasting is central to us in Lent. Fasting isn't a punishment, it's freedom. It reminds us that joy does not come from having more, but from learning to desire less and trusting God more to guide us. Canto 7, we confront the greedy and wasteful, pushing heavy weights endlessly, crashing into one another but never moving forward. Their lives revolved around possessions, either clinging to them or tossing them away with contempt. The weights symbolize how money and material things control their hearts. Dante then leads us to the river Styx, where the wrathful fight openly in the swamp, while the sullen lie beneath the surface, silently suffocating in bitterness. Dante is showing us two kinds of anger: anger that explodes outward and anger that turns inward and hardens the heart. Lent invites us to bring both forms of anger into the scope of God's mercy, to seek reconciliation, forgiveness, and peace with God and with each other. God desires not our shame, but our healing. Dante and Virgil are forced in the 8th canto to face the challenge of crossing the marshes of the wrathful. These are souls who have been consumed with conflict and coated in mud as they struggle with themselves and each other, a teeming mass of agony and anger. Soon they are confronted with an image of the city of Dis, and the gateway to the lower regions of the Inferno. Dante's vision of the fate of the wrathful reminds us that anger that lacks mercy and is without purpose or justice inevitably turns in on itself, consuming those around us and our own selves with rending, relentless conflict. Finally, Dante's living soul is challenged and barred by demons who enter from the lower depths. Only divine interventions can open the way. Stranded at the gates of the city of Dis, Dante and Virgil are stopped from making further progress. Virgil, who represents human reason, cannot move forward. Dante, as a living soul, cannot enter. No argument or strength will open the gate. Only God's messenger descending from heaven allows them to pass. The moment is crucial for Lent and for us. It reminds us that we cannot overcome sin or grow in holiness by our own efforts. Discipline matters, but grace comes first. Lent is not about proving ourselves. It's about admitting our need for God. When we humble ourselves, God opens doors we could never force open on our own, by our own agency, by our own strength. In Canto 10, we find heretics lying in burning tombs. Among them we meet Farinata, a proud and commanding figure. He can see the future, but not the present. This strange punishment symbolizes his spiritual pride. He knows much, yet misses essentially what God is doing now. Dante reminds us that faith is not just about correct ideas, but about humility and trust. Knowledge without love isolates us. Lent calls us not only to understand more, but to surrender more, to allow God to change us, not just to inform us. Dante's journey through hell is not meant to leave us discouraged. It exists because conversion is still possible for us. Each Lenten practice, prayer, fasting, almsgiving, it's a step away from patterns that break us and bring us back towards freedom in Christ. Cantos 5 through 10 show us how easily the heart can drift. And Lent gives us the grace to turn back. God's mercy is always stronger than our failures, and the journey through darkness is only meant to lead us back into the light. Well, that concludes our Cantos 5 through 10 video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do stick with us. We are coming up on Cantos 11 through 17. Look forward to sharing those with you next week. And of course, it's always a blessing to have you alongside. Much is happening in the life of Christ here at St. Peter's during Lent. Please do check out our website, www.stpetersspotswood.org. That's two S's in the middle, St. Peter's and Spotswood together. And we look forward to sharing more time with you. Worship is on Sunday at 8 and 10 a.m. And as well, you can find us online in our YouTube channel with the Daily Office Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. For now, take care and God bless. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.